Hello, welcome to our mathematics class. So this is me, Miss Kazel, your mathematics teacher. Right now we will be talking about factoring by grouping. When we say factoring by grouping, this can also be referred to as or called the grouping method or the factoring by pair. So usually, factoring by grouping is used when a polynomial has four terms or even three terms. Now, let me give you some examples for you to really comprehend the topic. Okay, let's start with, we have here 4x cubed plus 12x squared plus 3x plus 9. Okay, as you can see, the given polynomial has four terms. Now, and it is arranged in descending order. The first term we have, raise it to the power of 3, and here power of 2 and 1, and then the constant number which is 9. Now, in this given, first thing to do is to group them into two binomials. So we have here 4x cubed plus we have 12x squared. You close it, copy the operation, plus, and then open parenthesis, we have here 3x plus 9, and then you close. Okay, I'm sorry, let me erase it. 3x plus 9, and then you close it. Now, before we will factor it out, let us check first if all the given operations are correct. The first binomial here, 4x cubed plus 12x squared, which is equal here. Now, as for the second binomial, let us check. We have here positive times positive. The answer is positive. Positive times positive, the answer here is positive. Therefore, there is no need for us to change the operation. Next, second step or step 2. Let's work the first binomial. Our first binomial here, the first term is 4x cubed. And then the second term is 12x squared. Now, the greatest common factor of 12 and 4 is 4. If you have 4 divided by 4, the answer is 1. And then we have here x, x, and x. Now, here we have 4. If you have 12 divided it by 4, the answer is 3. And we have here x and x. Thus, its greatest common factor, we have here 4x, x. We have 4x squared. You write it here, 4x squared. Now, open parenthesis for the remaining factors. For the first term, the remaining is 1x, or just write it here, x. Plus, for the second term, the remaining is 3 right here, 3, and then you close it, copy the operation, plus. Alright, let me erase it. Now, let's work for the second binomial. For the first term, we have 3x. The second term, we have 9. The greatest common factor of 3 and 9 is 3. If you have 3 divided by 3, the answer is 1. And then we have here x. Now 9 divided by 3, the answer is 3. So its greatest common factor here we have 3, right? 3 here, open parenthesis. For the first term, the remaining is 1x. Just write x. X plus, for the second term, the remaining is 3, and then you close it. Alright, let me erase this. Okay, you put equals here. Factors inside the parenthesis, we have x plus 3. Copy it. Close parenthesis. Right, open parenthesis. The first GCF, we have 4x squared. Let's copy it. And then, copy the operation here. We have plus. The second GCF is, we have 3. And then you close it, which means this is our final answer. Alright, let's try to solve another example. We have here 12ab minus 28a minus 15b plus 35. Again, let's divide this given polynomial into two binomials since there are 4 terms. Okay, equals, open parenthesis, the first binomial is 12ab minus 28a. You close it. We have minus, close it, open parenthesis rather, 15b, and then plus 35, and then close it. Now, before we will factor it out, let's check first if all the given operations are correct. Now, the first binomial here, 12ab minus 28a, which is equal here. Now, we have here negative times positive. The answer is negative, which is correct. Now, if you have here negative times positive, the answer is negative. But look at here, it's positive. Therefore, it means we have to change the operation here into negative. It's because when you have negative times negative, the answer is positive. Alright, after that one, let's solve it. Let me erase it. Okay, put equals. Let's solve the first binomial using common monomial factoring. The first term is 12ab. 12ab. The second term is 28a. Now, if you have 12 and 28, its greatest common factor is 4. If you have 12 divided by 4, the answer is 3, and we have here a, b. Now, you have 28 here, so divide it by 4, the answer is 7, and we have a. Now, its greatest common factor is 4a. So, you write here 4a. Open parenthesis. As for the first term, the remaining here is 3b. So, you write here 3b minus, for the second term, the remaining is 7. And then, close it. Copy the operation minus. Now, let's work for the second binomial. But let me erase this first. Now for the second binomial, the first term is 15b. We have 15b, and the second term is 35. Okay, now let's find the greatest common factor of 15 and 5. Its greatest common factor is 5. If you have 15 divided by 5, the answer is 3. And we have here B. Now, if you have 35 divided it by 5, the answer is 7. Thus, its greatest common factor is 5. You write 5 here. Open parenthesis. Now, for the first term, the remaining is 3b. Copy the operation. Minus. For the second term, the remaining is 7. So, you write 7 here. And then you close it. Alright. Let me erase this. Okay, this one. Alright. Now, you put equals. Factors inside the parentheses we have 3b minus 7 close parenthesis, open parenthesis. Our first GCF here is 4a. So copy it here, 4a. And then we have here minus 5. Copy it here, minus 5. And then close it. And this is our final answer. Alright, let's move to the next example. Here we have x cubed minus 2x squared plus 5x minus 10. The polynomial has 4 terms, which means we have to group them into 2 binomials. Okay, we have here the first one, x cubed minus 2x squared. 2x squared. We close it. Plus, open parenthesis, we have 5x minus 10. Before we will factor it out, let's check if all the given operations are correct. Our first binomial here, we have x cubed minus 2x squared, which is the same here. Now, if you have positive times positive, the answer is positive, which is correct. If you have positive times negative, the answer is negative, which is correct. Therefore, there is no need for us to change the operations. Now, let's solve the first binomial using common monomial factoring. The first term is x cubed. Okay, let me change the color. We have x cubed and the second term is 2x. Take note, x cubed, that means there is 1 there, that is the coefficient. Okay, if you have 1 and 2, its greatest common factor is only 1. So if you have 1 divided by 1, the answer is 1. And x cubed, we have here x, x, and x. Now, if you have 2 divided by 1, the answer is 2. And we have here x and x. So, its greatest common factor is 1 x squared, or just write x squared. And then open parenthesis. For the first term, the remaining is 1x, but just write x minus. For the second term, the remaining is 2. And then you close it. Copy the operation, plus, and let's now work for the second binomial. for the second binomial, the first term is 5x. And we have the second term 10. 5 and 10, its greatest common factor is 5. If you have 5 divided by 5, the answer is 1. And then we have here x. If you have 10 divided by 5, the answer is 2. Therefore, its greatest common factor here is 5. And then, open parenthesis. As for the first term, the remaining is 1x. Just simply write x minus, for the second term, the remaining is 2, and then you close it. Alright, let me erase this. Okay, so you put equals here. The common factor or the factor inside the parenthesis, we have x minus 2. Close it. Open parenthesis. Our first GCF, we have x squared. X squared. And then we have here plus 5. Plus 5. And then you close it. And this is our final answer. Now let's try to solve the next example. Okay, we have 3a cubed minus 2a squared plus 6a minus 4. Again, the given polynomial has 4 terms. Okay, now let's group them into 2 binomials. First, we have 3a cubed minus 2a squared. And then you close it, plus, you write 6a minus 4, and then close it. Before we will solve it, let's check if all the given operations are correct. 3a cubed minus 2a squared is the same here. Now, if you have positive times positive, the answer is positive. Check. If you have positive times negative, the answer is negative. Thus, there is no need for us to change the operations. Alright, now let's solve the first binomial. Our first term here is 3a cubed. We have 3a cubed, and our second term is 2a squared. So you write 2a squared. Okay. Now, 3 and 2, there is no greatest common factor except 1. So let us have here 1. Now, if you have 3 divided by 1, the answer is 3. And then we have a cubed, a, and another a. If you have 2 divided it by 1, the answer is 2. And we have a squared. We have a and a. Now, its greatest common factor, we have 1 and a squared. So just simply write a squared. And then, open parenthesis. As for the first term, the remaining is 3a. Minus, for the second term, the remaining is 2. And then, close it. Plus. Now, let's solve for the second binomial using common monomial factoring. Okay, the first term is 6a. And the second term is 4. Now, the greatest common factor of 6 and 4 is 2. Now, 6 divided by 2 is 3, and we have a here. 4 divided by 2, the answer is 2. That means its greatest common factor is 2. So copy 2 here, open parenthesis. The remaining here we have 3a minus the remaining is 2 and then you close it. Alright, let me erase this first. OMG. Okay, you put equals factors inside the parenthesis. We have 3a minus 2 close open parenthesis. Our first GCF is a squared and then plus 2 close parenthesis. That means this is our final answer. Alright, now I challenge you to solve this. And this one, just leave your answer as comment below. Okay, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you for watching.